All right, y'all, welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Art Life. My name is Adewale Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today we're going to talk about a special individual. This dude is from where I'm from, back home in Nigeria, man. Fela Kuti, the greatest African musician of all time, without question. There is no question that this man is the greatest African musician of all time. All the songs you're listening to now, today, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Asake, you name it, they all got their stuff from that dude right there. Fela Kuti, the greatest of all time, unquestioned. I mean, it's just, yo, what's up, Juan? How you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to another episode. But today we're going to focus on the musician, man. And what I'm doing with my podcast now, I would love to do my animation stuff, but now I want to diversify my portfolio a little bit because the channel has grown. I did a few episodes about a bunch of individuals, and it had a lot of views. So I said, you know what? I did one Ibrahim Traye. I did one of Thomas Sankara. Well, now it's the next person up the dock. You know what I'm saying? We got Fela Kuti. He's actually from where I'm from in Nigeria, man. So I'm real proud to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm real proud of this episode. So I've been waiting a long time to do this episode, man. So people coming in and out, I don't care anymore. And for all of y'all who notice I haven't been streaming that much on YouTube anymore, I got TikTok too now, man. TikTok is a better platform for streaming, I think. You can actually pick specific topics on what you want to talk about, and then you can focus on that. So, yo, that's what's going on today, man. So today, Fela Kuti, man, is the topic of the subject today. So first things first, before I get into this podcast, I want to thank our awesome sponsors. This Sanusi Vision podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African wear. Home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. That's right. Customized things like agbadas, bubas, gilis, things of that nature are all made by Homeland Fashions. And yes, the president and CEO, Tracy Agboke, will be on the show to tell us all about it, to let us know what's going on with it. So I look forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be another great sponsor. But she's definitely going to tell us about the custom stuff that they make or the custom stuff that they do. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. So, yo, that's what's up. And this podcast also brought to you by, and she's one of the greatest CEOs in the universe. So, hey, trust me, when she comes on, you're going to get to really understand what's going on with the whole Homeland Fashions gear and everything they're making, man. And this podcast also brought to you by Home Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to beauticians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com, y'all. That's Tigler.com. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. And Tigler is owned and operated by one of the greatest CEOs out there in the galaxy, man. At the time, Book is running an amazing company. Tigler is available in 2 locations. They're in the West Coast area, in the Los Angeles area, and also in the East Coast area, Virginia. So if you need to find out if the professional you hired is up to par, you got to go through Tigler.com. They're your middle person to let you know what's going down. That way the person you are hiring is not full of hot air. You need Tigler.com. So Tigler, don't wait. That's plumbers, beauticians, carpenters, caregivers, landscapers, you name it. Tigler.com is the spot to be at, man. And let me show you the look. Homeland Fashions, of course, is this logo right here. Then to Tigler, I got to show y'all Tigler. I see we're going to get a lot of, and Tigler.com. Thanking our sponsors right now. So all of y'all want to stay within the podcast is greatly appreciated. Tigler.com. And then, of course, you got Anadel Fodanako, man. Our last sponsor, brought to you by Anadel Fodanako. This Sanusi Vision podcast also brought to you by Anadel Fodanako. Don't live foot pain like Anadel Fodanako. Make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. Yes, I have sponsors now. So yes, when I introduce my podcast, I always talk about my sponsors. Who go figure? I've come a long way. You know what I'm saying? So yo, Anadel Fodanako, man. And look, it's owned and operated by one of the best foot specialists in the galaxy right now, Dr. Nero Nusode. That's right. Anadel Center. These are my custom orthotics right here that he made strictly for me. Don't worry, Dr. Nusode will be coming on the show in the future. We're gonna have him on so we can actually break down Anadel and why he chose Batas, my footwear line, to be the official sneaker of his company. So Anadel Fodanako for details, Anadel Fodanako for details. And if you live in the Dallas, Texas area or in the Frisco, Texas area, you definitely want to visit AnadelCenter.com. Anadel Center, you definitely want to visit Anadel. And Dr. Olusegun and his lovely staff will take care of you and make your feet happy again. So y'all, that's the bills paid. AnadelCenter.com for details. Let's get this thing to where it needs to go, man. So look, today I'm going to talk about the great Fela Kuti. Ferris, welcome to the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. I've never seen some of y'all before, but hey, welcome to the chat, man. Today is Sanusi Vision podcast episode number 221. That's right, 221. But today is special because I get to talk about a guy from back home in Africa, man. Fela Kuti. He's from Bagangida, just like me, and nothing's more inspirational than to talk about when you're my second favorite music person of all time. Normally, Tupac is my favorite, but yo, in this case, man, Fela Kuti, you know, I'm gonna do an episode on Tupac too. I'm starting to diversify my podcast, man, because I don't want to just keep it to animation, because the podcast is called Hey, how you doing, Sienna girl? How you doing, Ferris? Thank you all for joining the chat, and please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and definitely hit the notification button. Today, I'm focusing on a very famous individual. What's my favorite food? Anything from Nigeria. That's my favorite food. You know what I'm saying? I'm Nigerian. So anything from Nigeria, man, whether that's amala, fufu, eba, plantain. I think porridge and plantain is the greatest food ever created in Nigeria. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I definitely think anything Nigerian, yes. Anything Nigerian, man. I mean, I think eba is the most commonly eaten food, but I'm going to have to say porridge and plantains is the greatest. And then we got to have meat on the side too. Oh my God. Man, I just came from home like 2 months ago. I want to get right back and go back home again. I can't. Oh my God. Y'all don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, yeah, you know what I'm saying, Ferris? Y'all don't understand. Nigerian food is off the chain, man. You don't understand. So now let's get into this amazing individual, Fela Kuti, the greatest African musician of all time. Without question. Nobody can touch this guy, period. In fact, he's one of the greatest musicians, period. You know what I'm saying? Maya Sami, hey, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Art Life, my Sanusi Vision podcast. Weekly episodes on Wednesdays. So y'all, thanks for joining me. Episode number 221, focusing on the greatest African musician of all time, Fela Kuti. That's right. So look, thank all of y'all for joining me. Look, I'm gonna bust out a picture of y'all so I can see this man. And I actually went to Google to go check this out, y'all. Check this out, y'all. All the amazing pictures of Fela Kuti right here. You know what I'm saying? That's Fela Kuti right there, the greatest African musician of all time. So whether you listen to Burna Boy, Wizkid, Azake, Davido, whoever the hell you listen to, Thames, guess where that music come from? That guy right there I just showed you, Fela Kuti. I just call him Fela Kuti. And funny enough, Fela Kuti was like 10 years senior my father when they was in school. There was a school called Bagangida Grammar School. A very well-known school that's put out some of the greatest Nigerians you've ever known of. Fela Kuti, of course. My father went there. My brother went there. I had a few uncles that went there. My grandfather went there. Fela Kuti, man. Oh my God. Fela Kuti was to us in Nigeria as Tupac was to y'all in America, as Bob Marley was to people in Jamaica. That's what Fela Kuti was to us, man. And the things that I'm going to focus on today on Fela Kuti, because I'm not even trying to read no bios. I'm just freestyling this thing off my top, because as a kid, I was only like 10 years old when Fela Kuti died. So Fela Kuti was that man to me. And today when I see music, I start to realize everything Fela used to talk about is everything that's happening today. You know what I'm saying? So the things I'm going to focus on. Yeah, welcome to the chat, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Mami Nagula, all of y'all for joining. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and definitely hit the notification button, y'all. Yes, that's why we're talking about Fela Kuti today. The things I'm going to talk about. Origins, his origins. He been a revolutionary. He being a futurist. He being a leader. He being a musical pan-Africanist. Not just a musician, but him being a musical pan-Africanist. Then, of course, him being a people's president. Even though he never became president, we as Nigerians all wanted him to be the president. We didn't give a fuck about Olusegun Obasunjo, bitch ass, sorry ass Bagangida, and we have some sorry motherfuckers. And a lot of us are not afraid of these people anymore, because we realize this generation, our generation, man, fuck them bastards. They used to steal money. This guy Fela Kuti was the people's champion, man. They beat him up. They sent him to jail. They killed his mama. They did all kinds of messed up stuff, man. So I'm gonna get to the story. And then, of course, the people's president, that's what he was to us till today. We still call him the people's president. Some call him the black president, which is what he is. I listen to his music every single Sunday. Every single Sunday, I'm bopping Fela Kuti. He's from where I'm from, Bagangida. You damn right I'm gonna represent. And then, of course, get your mind right, and of course, and then final thoughts. So let's start off with the origins, man. So Fela Kuti, his real name is Fela. I'm gonna pronounce his whole name, because when you're Nigerian, you say the whole name. And the only time you usually say your whole name is if you get in trouble with your mommy or your daddy. But let me say it. His name is Fela Anikuloko Ransom Kuti. Anikulo means death in my pocket, right? So when he was born in October 8th, 15th, 1938, and he died August 2nd, 1997. Till today, I don't care what anybody says. They always come with the bullshit. Oh, he died of AIDS. No, it's bullshit. He died of the government, the beatings the government gave him. They literally used to whoop this man's ass and then throw him in jail. And every time they would whoop him, he would write a new song. He would challenge the government. He didn't give a damn. He was the only one fighting for the people. Not none of them other musicians. I don't care who you are. There was Fuji garbage musicians. All these other musicians, I'm not even going to say their names. They're not worth saying. Fela was the only one making political music, and his music was more popular than everybody else's, and he was catching ass whoopings every day, every week. They threw him in jail for 2 years just to keep him from talking about the fucked up shit that the Nigerian government was doing. If there was ever a government that was more fucked up than anywhere else in the world, it was the Nigerian government. They're some sorry bastards. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I ain't got no problem talking how I'm talking, man. So, look, Fela Kuti was born October 15th, 1938. And he died August 2nd, 1997. That was the saddest day in Nigeria when he died. Let me tell you, you want to talk about convoys. Man, I'm talking like the whole of Nigeria was at his funeral. The whole of Nigeria. We're talking about 250 million people. There was more than 1 million people. Man, there had to be at least 5 million people, man. People were sad for a good minute because you don't understand. Fela Kuti was the people's champion. He was the one who told us all the effed up, fucked up shit that the Nigerian government was doing. Look, so let me get to this thing, man. He was a Nigerian musician and a political activist. He was regarded as the greatest African musician of all time. He invented Afro Beat. So like I told y'all, whether you listen to Burna Boy, Wizkid, Asake, Davido, Patro Ranking, I don't care who you listen to. If it's Afro Beat, Fela Kuti is the originator. I don't give a damn what any of them say. That's what Fela Kuti did. Without him, none of them people would be existing today. And he was a pan-Africanist. He was charismatic. He was smart as hell. When he was born, his parents wanted him to go to school for doctoring, to become a doctor. He said, fuck that. When he got to England, first thing he went straight to was to the orchestra. He went straight to in fact, let me see if I can find the video on him, on his life, on my YouTube channel. Because I did this video. I gotta show. Let me see if I can click this link, y'all. Ooh, let me see. Y'all give me. I gotta see if I can find it, y'all. Y'all give me a second. I know I can find it because I put it in a in a link in the chat. My favorite videos, like Pan-African videos. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all give me a second.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking.
Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna try to find it. And I'm going to put the link of it into the chat. Oh, man. It's not that. It's African Heroes. Crap. Oh, that sucks. Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to find this video. It's African Heroes. Fela Kuti. Fela Anikula. Ransom Kuti. I have found it. This is the one right here, boy. All right, y'all. I'm copying it into the stream. I'm definitely copying into the chat. So thank all of y'all for joining me, man. So now look, let's get into this thing right here. That's part 1. And then I gotta show y'all part 2. Oh yes. Fela Kuti. Or Gat Patak Pata. That's what we used to call him. He's still the boss of all bosses. I don't give a damn. And it ain't because he's from my Belkata. No, it's just because he's the greatest of all time. I ain't trying to hear shit about no other artists. No, if you from Africa, I don't want to hear shit about you. You ain't Fela Kuti. Not now, not ever. You know what I'm saying? So yo, now let's get into this amazing episode. Let's keep going. So look, Fela Kuti was a pioneer. And then what really inspired him, because I have to talk about his mother. Fela Kuti was the son of a woman's rights activist, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti. She was, oh my God, till today she is regarded as the mother of Nigeria. And so when you have a woman like that, who is the anchor and who tells you, kind of like how y'all, you know how we had Tupac, and then his mother was Afeni Shakur. Well, the same way Afeni Shakur raised Tupac was the same way Fumilayo raised Fela Kuti. That's what made him that revolution. That's what gave him that spark, that anger, that disgust and the hunger for change, right? So Fela Kuti, right, in his early career support, his parents sent him to go be a doctor. His father died early, and so he didn't want to become a doctor. So his mother sent him to England to go and study to be a doctor. He said, hell no, I'm going to go be a musician. And I thought, he had 2 older brothers. I know he had 1 older brother and 1 younger brother. And when Fela got to England, immediately like this, he began to study music. And he started to study jazz, Coltrane, Louis Armstrong, He just started to revolutionize his mind, and he began to realize that when he got to England, that these people are racist against us in Nigeria and also racist against us in England. Why the hell am I here in England? So then he began to create revolutionary music, and then so in the he started his band Afro 70. So himself and Afro 70 is what they call themselves, featuring drummer and musical director Tony Allen. They shot to stardom in the Nigerian during the early 1970s, during which Fela Kuti himself was an outspoken critic and target of the Nigerian military. Man, when I say they used to whoop Fela, you don't understand. They used to beat Fela's ass. Like, they used to beat his behind. Welcome everybody to the chat, man. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Art Life. Episode number 221. Thank you for joining us. So whether you here, whether you're not, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I use TikTok a lot now, because there's a lot of flakes on YouTube. Y'all only like hearing the dumb shit that makes you entertain. I'm not here to entertain you. I don't give a damn about your entertainment. From here on out, it's going to be talking about real shit. So if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe on my channel. You feel me? So look, the Nigerian government used to whoop up on Fela left and right. They beat him behind so bad. So in 1970, he founded the Calcutta Republic, which today, swear to God, when I go to Nigeria, the last thing I want to hear is the city's called Lagos. Fuck Lagos, because Lagos is a French word. If we're going to call anything, that Lagos name should be changed to Fela Kuti. Literally. So when I landed in Nigeria, the first place I landed is a place called Fela Kuti. If you ain't going to call it Fela, call it Kuti. Call it one of them. But name the shit after Fela. He needs to be named, the city, the Lagos needs to be named after Fela. Now look, so I'm going to keep going, right? So he was, he created Fela Kuti, which was a communion of a bunch of Nigerians who wanted independence from the bitch ass military that we had in Nigeria. And trust me, it was led by two bastards, Ibrahim Bagangida and that piece of shit Olusegun Obasunjo. Two pieces of shit of all time. No other two men have destroyed Nigeria more than those two pieces of shit right there. Now, and I don't give a damn about somebody's Hausa, somebody's Yoruba, somebody's Igbo. No, fuck all of them. Most Nigerian politicians are bastards, without question. And no two are more bastards than them two right there. Yes, you heard me cussing. And yes, so he declared himself an independent state, which he needed to do. Till today, for the love of me, I cannot understand how the people that grew up in his generation did not support him. Now, all those people that are 65, 78, they're all useless. They're the reason why Africa is where it is right now. They're the reason why people my age has got to change Africa. Let me get up in here, y'all. So all of y'all joining the chat, thanks for joining me. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe button. Welcome to Sanusi Vision Podcast, episode number 221. I am talking about the great Anikola Fela Kuti, the greatest African musician of all time. I've waited a long time to do this. At first, I wasn't trying to talk about other things other than animation and cartoons, but F that. I'm opening up my doors, man. You feel me? So now, the commune was destroyed in 1978 by the army raid. Injured Fela Kuti, killed his mother, literally threw her out the damn window. Yes, that's right. Threw her out the damn window. He was jailed by the government of Muhammad Buhari. Buhari was a piece of shit. In 1984, he threw Fela Kuti in jail for 20 months, was damn near 2 years. Kuti continued his record performing. When he came out of jail after 20 months, Fela got to work, man. He gave them that work. I mean, his origins is like, I don't want to waste my time just telling you he's from Bagangida city, which is where he's from. He grew up in Lagos. His father was a minister. It was upper class family, upper middle class family. He was born in Bagangida. At the time, it was colonial. So in 1938, you can imagine Fela Kuti be born at that time. Stuff was crazy. So his mother was Funmilayo Ransom Kuti, was an anti-colonial feminist, and his father was Israel Olutundu Ransom Kuti. So he was an Anglican minister. He was basically pumping the Bible, man. Fela wasn't down with that shit. That Bible shit, Fela wasn't feeling that shit. And so he was the Anglican minister and school principal and the first president of Nigerian Union's teacher. So his father was actually responsible for creating a union for teachers in Nigeria, which was a great thing. To me, that probably was one of the things that unsettled Fela into seeing that, you know what? I ain't trying to be no doctor. And his parents were both doctors, which meant that they wanted Fela to go be a doctor. And that was a common thing in Nigeria. They want you to go and be a doctor, go and be a lawyer, go and be an engineer. Fuck that shit, man. Fela was like, hell no, I ain't no doctor, man. I'm a musician. I'm gonna go do music. So the minute he touches down in England, guess what my man doing? Yo, he getting straight to the musical school. He picking up saxophones. He's listening to Louis Armstrong, Coltrane, James Brown. He's on some Malcolm X. He's listening to he's just listening to revolutionary type stuff, man. And of course, a lot of people don't know this. But Kuti is a cousin of the writer and literate Wole Soyinka, a Nobel Prize for Literature winner. Both descendants of Joshua Ransom Kuti, who is Kuti's paternal grandfather and Sequoia's maternal grandmother. So Kuti attended Abeokuta Grammar School. Like I told you, my father also went to Abeokuta Grammar School. A lot of known individuals went to Abeokuta Grammar School. So in 1958, he was invited to London by his younger brother, Beku, a medical student at the time, to study music at the Trinity College of Music. His father and mother at the time did not want him to go and study music. They wanted him to do doctor, which is always the nonsense with Nigerian parents. Like, fuck that doctor shit. Like, even had my parents told me I should go to college. Fuck college. I don't give a fuck about college. I went to college, but I was in there for like 3 years. I got the fuck about it. I graduated college in 3 years, y'all. That's how much I hated university. But as a Nigerian, you were expected to go to school, so I went to school. After that, I told my parents, yo, I'm done with the school shit. I'm on mission for some other shit. And that's why my art stuff started. Animation, comics, all that. That's what I want to do. That's how I'm gonna put my revolutionary into the whole African diaspora, the whole African pan-Africanism, all that shit. Y'all feel me? So, yo, people coming in, coming out, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You can stay, you can go, but I'm not gonna say shit you want to hear. I'm here to talk about some real shit. So now look, we talking about Fela Kuti. So that's his origins. Then of course, College of Music in England, with a trumpet being his preferred instrument. Fela was a great trumpet player. He could make beats. His beats were his trumpet. Then he always had a band behind him. Ensemble and he joined a force. He created he formed a band called Kula Lobotos and played a fusion of jazz and high life. So high life was the type of music they played in Nigeria at the time. And in fact, all over Africa, from Nigeria to Ghana to most of West Africa, was playing high life. Yes, I know the introduction is crazy long, but it's long as hell. So when he got there, him and a guy named Bayo Martins and on drums and Wolo Bokono on piano. In 1960, Kuti married his first wife, Remy Lenkan, which is Remy Taylor, with whom he had 3 children, Yeni, Femi, and Shola. Then of course, Sheung Kuti was born from a different lady. And then in 1960, Kuti moved back to the newly independent Federation of Nigeria, reformed Kule Lobos, and trained as a radio producer for the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation. He played for some time with Victor Olayena and his All-Stars. He called his style Afro Beat, a combination of Apala, funk, jazz, high life, salsa, calypso, and traditional Yoruba music. In 1969, Kuti took the band to the United States and spent 10 months in Los Angeles. While there, he discovered the Black Power movement through Sandra Smith, known as Sandra Izabdo or Sandra Akanke Izodor, a partisan of Black Panther Party. This experience heavily influenced his music and political views. He renamed the band Nigeria 70 soon after the Immigration and Nationalization Service was tipped off by a promoter that Kuti and his band were in the US without work permits. The band performed a quick recording session in Los Angeles and would later be released as 1960s Los Angeles session. It's nonsense. So they want to carry Fela Kuti and kick them out. Now Fela Kuti said, fuck you, I'm going to go back to Nigeria. So then he went back to Nigeria in the 1970s, and then that's when everything jumped off. So now we go to the revolutionary part of Fela Kuti. This is the part where everything starts to become revolutionary, because he realized at the time that he was telling his mother, Mommy, I don't want to make music that is not going to do anything for our people. So that's when he renamed the something. So after Fela Kuti and his band returned to Nigeria, he renamed the group. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to write a time. I need to put a timestamp on this, something like this. So I appreciate everybody who has joined the stream tonight. But I tell you, Fela is getting some love. So after Fela Kuti and his band returned to Nigeria, the Kuti renamed the Africa 70 as the lyrical themes changed from love to social issues. He formed the Kalakuta Republic, a communal recording studio and home of many connected to the band, which he later declared independent from Nigerian state. You goddamn right. So this is what happened. Fela Kuti, being the revolutionary, created a situation called the Kalakuta Republic, his own thing, which he needed to do because he literally turned his house compound into Kalakuta Republic. And then the government again, once these useless bastards, they came at him again. They come and beat them. They come and do all kinds of mess to them. Fela was basically fighting the government using words. He was a revolutionary because his mother was a revolutionary. Remember, in 1978, I believe, is when they killed his mother. And he wrote this song called Coffin for Head of State. And the song included the nonsense that Buhari, Bagangida, and Olusegun Obasunjo did. These people were bastards of the highest order. You see what I'm saying? They bastardized the entire Nigeria. Their greed and their corruption is what Fela Kuti was fighting. This is what made him a revolution. People were starving. And he said to he made one time there was an interview, he said, why are people smiling? What are you smiling about? We are over here suffering. We cannot eat, we cannot chop, we cannot do anything, but you are smiling. So he said, hell no, I'm going to do something about it. And in typical fashion, he did something about it. And every time Fela Kuti would write a song, the government would pass a new law to keep him writing a song. Then he would read the law and say, you know, you useless idiots did not say this. So then he would write another song again. That's when you get songs like Army Arrangement, What I Know Get Enemy, Suffering and Smiling, Coughing for Head of State, man, y'all give me a second, y'all. I gotta bring up my whatchamacallit. I'm gonna play Fela music later. But some of the songs, What I Know Get Me, Army Arrangement, Sorrow, Tears and Blood, that one is a serious song. Coughing for Head of State, Suffering and Smiling, ITT number 2, Odu, Lady, Shankara. It was just no agreement. And he was just writing these songs that were challenging the government because the government needed to be challenged. They were just dismantling and ruining. You got to imagine, y'all, Nigeria gets its independence in 61. Since that time, the Nigerian government, we have had one good president, Muritala Muhammad, and maybe Obafemi Awolowo, and then maybe Achibe Ezekwe, the first president of Nigeria. The rest of them are useless Oluyas, bastards of the highest order. And that's when you have bastards of the highest order, you get a revolutionary like Fela Kuti. That's when you get a person like me talking the way I'm talking, because I'm not afraid of them. We are no longer afraid of them. Because let me tell you something, when you are born, death is a contract you sign. I'm going to say that again. When you are born, death is a contract you sign. There's no guarantee of how many lives you're going to live. But so you better make sure that you do something with your life. And that's what Fela did. Fela is the reason why a guy like me can see what I'm saying. I can be revolutionary with my art. I can be revolutionary when I do my music. I don't give a damn. As we say in Nigeria, which means we don't give a damn what they think. That's right. When I went home this time in May, between May and June, I really saw a revolutionary in the youth of Nigeria. I said, yeah, it is time to come home. Enough of this American bullshit. There's nothing happening here that's not going to happen in Nigeria. We are the future. Africa is the future. And this is what Fela saw. Everything you are seeing right now happening in Africa is what Fela said would happen. The children, you think they don't get 2 eyes, 2 ears. You think they don't listen. You don't think they see them. That's what Fela used to say. You see what I'm saying? So what Fela did was, he created a nightclub in the empire of the hotel. He first named the Afro Spot and then later changed it to Africa Shrine, where he performed regularly and officiated at personalized Yoruba traditional ceremonies in honor of his native ancestral faith. So Fela believed in the old traditions, believing in Shango, the thunder god, Ogun, the god of iron, which I believe in too. Why the hell should I be talking about Christianity and Islam? Fuck that shit. That ain't my shit. No, my shit is traditional. Ogun, thunder. I'm the descendant of Ogun, god of iron. So I take pride in knowing that I'm descended from that. My great-great-grandfather, Sanusi Abubakar, was a descendant of Ogun, the god of iron. Why the fuck should I give a fuck about some Christian shit? You know what I'm saying? And when they talk about Jesus wasn't no fucking Christian. That's the bullshit white people created so that they can sell Christianity as a profitable business. That's the Jews. That's those assholes from Israel pretending to be holy. You ain't holy people, motherfucker. You're not even Jesus people. You don't look nothing like Jesus. Jesus ain't got no warped nose. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got curl hair. He don't put mousse in his fucking hair. He's got dreads, and he didn't die at no damn 33. And he wasn't no light-skinned motherfucker. He was chocolate just like me. So get the fuck over it. That's the things that Fela was talking about. That's what made him a revolutionary, right? And that's what made me a revolutionary. So he changed his name to Anipola, which meaning he carries death in him. He changed his name to Anikulapo, meaning he carries death in his pocket, which is the interpretation of Anipola Kuti. Anipola, Anikulapo, which means I'm carrying death in my pocket. He was not afraid of death. So there was nothing the government could do to scare him. This guy was straight up hell-bent on writing songs that was going to change Nigeria. At first, they did not receive the music because he was using the music to create a revolution. But then when the music began to change everything, now the government said we have a problem. And Fela, when he was doing the music, he would do a combination of Yoruba, Pidgin English. It was beautiful, man. If you ever listen to jazz, right? The jazz has a certain, equilibrium, a symphony about it. Well, Fela said, I'm going to take jazz, combine it with Yoruba music, and then you make it into Afro beats. Now you have beats when you listen to songs like stuff that Coltrane did, or when Miles Davis did. You see what I'm saying? So that's what was influenced. So Kuti's music was popular among Nigerian public and Africans in general. He decided to sing in Pidgin English, which is basic broken English, so that individuals all over Africa could enjoy the music. where the local languages they speak were diverse and numerous. As popular as Kuti's music had become in Nigeria and elsewhere, it was unpopular with the government. Of course, those bastards couldn't die for one, and the raids on the Calcutta Republic were frequent. During 1972, Ginger Baker recorded Stradivarius with Cookie, appearing alongside vocalist and guitarist Bobby Tench. Stradivarius is the album that they make. Ginger, that's funny. And around this time, Kuti became even more involved in the Yoruba religion, which you should be, because it's our religion. In 1977, Kuti and the Africa 70 released the album Zombie. Oh my god, that album was fire. Which heavily criticized Nigerian soldiers who are bastards and cowards and used the zombie metaphor to describe Nigerian military methods because they were useless olias. All they were doing was doing what the useless government was telling them to do. Murdering people and stealing their money and collecting bribe. Even till today, they are collecting bribe. The album was a massive success and infuriated the government, who raided Calcutta Republic with 1,000 soldiers. During the raid, Kuti was severely beat. They beat the mess out of him. And when I say they beat the mess out of him, they stripped him naked, completely naked, y'all. Pulled him outside and beat him with stick till he was bleeding and every bone in his body was broken. And then his elderly mother, the first woman to drive a car in Nigeria, Fumilayo Kuti, is till today regarded as the mother of Nigeria. You see what I'm saying? And she was first to drive the car and was fatally injured after being thrown out the window. They threw this woman out of the window. That's why Fela Kuti wrote the song called Coffin for Head of State. He carried the thing all the way from his house to Jordan Barracks, which is where the useless bastard government used to have the president's office. Oh yes, that bastard Obasunjo, that bastard Ibrahim, Bagangida, Buhari, they're all useless. Abacha. I can't even name one good president at all. I've only named only 3. Ezekiel Achebe, the first president of Nigeria. Obafemi Awolowo, I'm kind of skeptical about that one. And then, of course, the great Murtala Muhammad. We've only had 3 good people be presidents. And we were championing for Fela to become president. And the bastard government kept him from becoming president. They said, oh, you can't be president. They came up with all kinds of bullshit rules to keep him. And the people, that's why Fela Kuti is regarded as the black president, even though he never became the president of Nigeria, but we still regard him as the black president and we don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? So that's what made Fela Kuti a revolutionary. He did not give a damn. And let me finish this story right here. So his mother was thrown out the window. The commune was burnt. Kulakudobi was burnt to the ground. Kuti's studio, instruments, master tapes were destroyed. Kuti claimed that he would have been killed had it not been for commanding officers' intervention as he was being beaten. Kuti's response to the attack was to deliver his mother's coffin to Jordan Barracks in Lagos. General Olusegun, that useless bastard, Obasunjo residence, to write 2 songs, Coffin for Head of State and Unknown Soldier, referencing the official inquiry that claimed an unknown soldier had destroyed the commune. It wasn't an unknown soldier. Obasunjo said the people that come and kill this man to beat the mess out of him. Kuti and his band took upside residence in Crossroads Hotel after the shrine had been destroyed along with the commune. In 1978, he married 27 women, many of whom were dancers, composers, and singers with whom he worked. The marriages served not only to mark the anniversary of the attack on Calcutta Republic, but also to protect Kuti and his wives from authorities' false claims that Kuti was kidnapping women. Later, he adopted a rotation system of maintaining 12 simultaneous wives. There were also 2 concerts in the year. The first was in Accra, in which rioting broke out during Zombie, which caused Kuti to be banned from entering Ghana. The second was in Berlin Jazz Festival, when most of Kuti's musicians deserted him due to numerous that he planned to use all of the proceeds to fund his presidential campaign. I don't see what the fucking problem was. You useless people are just useless. I mean, now that's what made Fela Kuti a great revolutionary. I think he was just bold and didn't give a shit. That's really what you need to be a revolutionary. He wasn't going to be bullied. Death was not going to scare him. That's why he came up with the name Anikulapo, which means death in my pocket. So now, let me continue on to the next page, which is a futurist. Fela Kuti always said something, and I'm going to play a video for you people so you can see it. He always said that anywhere African music goes, it's going to stay. And it is so true. Look at us today. All the music you are listening to, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Azake, Pacho Rankin, Davido, Thames, they are all Nigerians. Even in the Black Panther movie, all the songs you heard were Nigerians. Nigerian music. I don't give a damn. If you are making any Nigerian music, you are making Fela Kuti music. That's Afro Beat. Don't come and be saying, no, I'm making something original. I'm not making original anything. The only thing original is maybe your lyrics. All the beats you are collecting is Afro Beat. That's the shit Fela Kuti invented. Included saxophone, trumpets, drums, and then Yoruba combination. And then speaking with pretty English. Look at the music people are saying. Listen to the music today. It doesn't matter. The way they are talking in the music is all Fela Kuti style. That's how people are eating, making money. Meanwhile, during Fela's time, and Fela didn't even do Fela's one was not really to do it as though to make music. It was more to do it to be free, to fight, to have a fighting voice against the Nigerian government, which is what made him a futurist. He had this thing called it was the youth. Oh, hold on, y'all, give me a second. There's something it's called the Y. Oh man, let me see. I gotta find it. Oh my God. There's a guy I gotta talk about one day. Delegiwa. He was a great journalist that the useless Bagangida killed so that he could hide the fact that he was working with the CIA to take over and ruin Nigeria. Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to look for this. Oh man, let me see. Let me see. Youth of Nigeria. Oh man. Oh, what is this song? Oh my God. Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to find the name. I mean, literally, I'm reading something. When you take Che Guevara and Bob Marley combined into one, that's what you get, Fela Kuti. That fella was a bad motherfucker, boy. I don't care if you hear me cussing. And not only that, Fela's mother actually had ties to Kwame, the great Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, and Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara and actually Fela Kuti were very good friends. And so when Kwame Nkrumah was killed in 1973 by the bastard CIA working with the MI6 in England, oh my God, where is this thing? Oh my God, are you serious? I'm trying to find this thing, y'all. Youth of I can't remember it, but something to do with the youth of Nigeria, where it was saying that the young people in Africa were not going to be stupid, and they were going to grow into a position where they would eventually rebel against the older people. And that's what's happening. Now those of us who are in my age group we can't stand all the people that are 60 years old and beyond, because they are useless. They didn't do shit. They literally didn't do shit in Nigeria. Literally, y'all. Literally. How you gonna come get a revolution and the only thing you know how to do is get on Air France and go to fucking France and England? You didn't do shit to support your country, to grow your country. Meanwhile, when Fela Kuti was rebelling against the useless government of the useless government, you didn't do anything. You were condemning him. Oh, why is Fela talking like this? Or what? Somebody's got to talk like that. If I despise anything about my parents' generation, they didn't do shit to better Nigeria. They didn't do shit to better Africa. They know that. They can't deny it. All these people that are all 60 plus, 65 plus, they're all useless. They didn't do shit. What did you do? Except for go to England and go and study and go and live in England and eat biscuits. What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? So that's what made Fela Kuti a futurist. He realized that you needed to leave information for the youth of Nigeria so that they can be the one that as in any revolution, the youth is always the one that's going to change it. Those who are younger are not going to stand for any nonsense. And that's what Fela was. He didn't stand for any nonsense. I mean, he saw, even despite all the whooping, the beating, the losses, and everything that he had incurred, he still had the courage to build up Nigerians. In fact, y'all give me a second. Let me show you the face of Africa. Watch this, y'all. Let me show y'all, let me see if I can show y'all this right here. Watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, man.
Harassment, imprisonment.
Y'all give me a second.
Beating.
Look at this. This is what made Fela Kuti a futurist.
Stronger.
To steal money like Obasunjo and Abiola.
Fela is the best man in this world.
Let me put it this way. If I had to choose a father to come back to this life, I would choose my father again.
He was true with his performances, and it was real.
Look, y'all, that's Fela and Fela Kuti right there. The guy did not stand for any nonsense. He did not stand for any nonsense. He did not stand for any rubbish where they were, man. Oh my God, to even think of what he did for Nigeria, I think the greatest gift that Fela ever gave Nigerians was mentality. Mentality was the greatest gift that Fela ever gave. That's what made him a futurist. He gave Nigerians a mentality of a mentality. You must have courage. See, courage is a mentality, and Fela had more courage in his left finger than the bastard Nigerian government had in their entire body. You are fighting a man with gun and he's fighting you with music. That tells you everything you need to know. And he was beating them. He was beating them because the people of Nigeria started to say F you. That's what made him a futurist. Now, what made him a leader, which is the next phase of this conversation? A leader is always a person that can give his people answers. A leader is a person that's not going to say what you want to hear, but to say what you need to hear. This is what made Fela a leader. As he went slow by slow, Fela began to have he began to have what do you call this thing? Give me a second. Watch this. Watch this.
He was very, very strict about rehearsals because to perfect any song or any art, you need to practice.
Man, look, yo, let me tell y'all, Fela Kuti, what made him a leader was that when your mother herself is the mother of Nigeria, there's a responsibility that you probably have indirectly to become a voice of Nigeria. There's been no greater voice in Nigeria than Fela Kuti. See, when you're a music person, you can reach people in a way that no government official, no councilman, no local government person, none of that can touch. Music makes you to think. It evokes emotion. So Fela said, well, if I'm going to be making music, I might as well make music that's going to make my people's life better. Because he used to annoy and infuriate him when they would say, oh, people are smiling. What are you smiling for? The country's in a shit show. You see what I'm saying? That's what made Fela great. And even now, when I think about like how he became a how do you call this something? How he became a pan-Africanist. It's not an accident because when he went to England, I met Sandra. She was showing him stuff about Malcolm X, showing him stuff about the Black Panthers, and it just sparked a fury in him. And I used to say, Fela Kuti used to say, teacher, don't teach me nonsense. Demonstration of democracy, right? Which is what white people love pumping around the world. Fuck democracy. That's some bullshit where white people come and fuck up your land. Demonstration of craze is what they call democracy. You see, democracy is not what we believe in. That bullshit are not going to sell to us no more. Demonstration of craze is what Fela used to say. Demonstration of craze. Thank everybody for joining the chat. Please hit the like button. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Life. Today we are focusing on the great Fela Kuti, the greatest African musician of all time. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about Fela Kuti, a guy from back home. So those who want to stay, stay. Those who want to go, deuces. I want to put up the middle finger, but I'm not going to. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Fela Kuti was a leader that gave his people answers. He was our CNN. He was our news anchor. And it was news that was unfiltered. He never told us the way we want to hear it. He told us the way we want to hear it. And I still remember when he was doing all this stuff. Once again, it comes back to the generation again. These useless individuals with their spineless selves did not have any backbone to say, you know, maybe we should join Fela and revolutionize against the government. No. Instead, they want to busy abusing him, busy insulting him. He's smoking weed. Who gives a damn if he's smoking? What the hell does weed have to do with you writing a song like Coffee for Head of State, Army Arrangement, talking about all the useless nonsense the Nigerian government was doing? The Nigerian government is the most bastardized government in Africa. I cannot even give anybody any chance. Look at right now, in the Sahel states, the great three countries, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. Look at the amazing things those people are doing. You got Traore, you got Gayota, you got Tenchini. Look at these people doing amazing things in those Sahel states. Nigeria will never achieve that because we got bastards for leaders. Useless people, useless presidents, ones that are cowards and will never do anything other than steal money, move our money to Switzerland. This is what Fela was fighting against. And at the time, he was fighting Abiola's crooked behind, Obasanjo's crooked behind, Bagangida's crooked behind, who ruined Nigeria with the CIA. You see what I'm saying? And then Buhari's useless behind, Abacha's useless behind. He was fighting an army and they were beating him and he was beating them without raising a single hand. His music was beating them and they did not like it. Because they wanted their useless criminal enterprise, which is what I call the Nigerian government, to keep chopping money. Even till today, We have useless bastards in there. Tinubu's useless. Look at the country. Gas is petrol is 800 naira per liter. What the hell is that? This is all the stuff that Fela Kuti was talking about. This is what made him a great leader. A guy who was saying, you know what? These things needs to change. The way our country is functioning is not functioning proper. We need better leadership. We need good people. We need people, and this is what made him a leader. A leader, and nobody's going to follow you if you're not a leader. Nobody's going to follow you if you're not somebody who is speaking of the right mind of mentality. That's what made Fela Kuti a great leader. Look, I'm from Bagangida. I mean, one thing I saw when I went back home to Nigeria, and it infuriated me. There was not enough posters on Street Life. I'm talking about Fela Kuti. You never heard of him. He's an African musician, the greatest African musician of all time. So, you know, maybe you should read the what do you call that thing? What the episode is about. That's usually a good thing to do, Street Life. You know, you can read that, bro. Like, you can find that very interesting if you want to read it. So look, you know, don't just tune into the thing and read the thing. If you're down for African music, stay. If not, have a good night. So look, y'all. So Fela Kuti was a leader. I still wish today he was still alive, because I feel like if he was alive, if Fela had become president of Nigeria, oh my God, Nigeria would be the greatest country on earth. All these Nigerians that are all over the place, whether they are in England, America, China, South America, or whatever, yes, I changed my accent because I'm Nigerian. So all of y'all, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. You know what I'm saying? If Fela had become president, Fela would have made Nigeria the greatest country on earth, because we have everything. Africa is the only continent that is self-contained. We don't need shit from anybody else. We have oil, we have resources, we can get technology. What the hell do we need the rest of you bastard countries for? But you see, when you have bastards for leaders who like taking our money and packing it all the way to Switzerland, and they're talking about we are running democracy. Fuck democracy. Democracy, as Fela Kuti said, is demonstration of craze. Democracy is the bullshit why people have been peddling throughout history to sell and come and invade your land. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about no democracy. So fuck France, fuck US, fuck Germany, fuck Italy, fuck England. Anywhere else I need to say that needs to say fuck them, oh yeah. Any place where white people generally are, oh yeah, fuck Israel too, while I'm at it. You know what I'm saying? So yo, that's what Fela Kuti was talking about. And only a leader can give his residents, his people, courage to stand up to them. You see what I'm saying? Like, he wrote songs like Army for Head of State, Army No Get Arrangement, which was talking about the crookedness of the bastard Nigerian government. Coffin for Head of State, as he took the coffin that he put his mother in and carried it all the way from where he was to Dodan Barracks, where Olusegun was hanging out at. That guy was responsible for killing Fela Kuti's mother, Funmilayo Grandson Kuti, the mother of Nigeria. I am only listening to this. I don't really get it, but okay. Well, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and definitely hit the notification button. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to get to 1,200 subscribers. We're trying to get there, man. We're trying to get there. We're trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? But yo, so Fela Kuti was a man of great visionaire. He was a leader. I don't care what anybody says. All these useless people that all came from his generation, they always. One thing I cannot stand is to talk to somebody from Fela's generation, because they are useless. Very few of them actually have brain for head. You see what I'm saying? They will say some stupid shit about how, oh, he was causing wahala. You should have just let the government do what they were doing. Let the government do what? They weren't doing anything but stealing your money. They were so corrupt. And when I say corrupt, like super corrupt. So they were super corrupt. You know what I'm saying? So they did a lot of things. One thing, a lot of y'all that come to my channel from now on, my channel says the podcast is called Sanusi Vision Life, which means I will talk about art and I'll talk about art. Either one or the other. Whether you like it or not, I don't really give a damn. I'm not asking for permission. This ain't one of them popularity contest type shit, man. I'm creating real shit. So if that's a problem for you, you can go ahead and change the channel. You know what I'm saying? So yo, back to the yo, Street Life, I think is your name. Yo, I'm not talking about shoes today. You heard what I said about the podcast. It's about Fela Kuti. If you don't like it, you can get off the channel right now. That's up to you. I really don't care. So, you know what I'm saying? So now back to what I was talking about, because you're distracting me with the stupid shit you're saying. I told you what I was talking about before, so that's what I'm going to talk about. If that's a problem for you, you can leave. You know what I mean? So yo, I'm talking about Fela Kuti today. Welcome to episode number 221. Fela Kuti, the greatest African musician of all time. And what's important to me about this episode is that this guy is actually from my city where I'm from, back home in Nigeria. So I feel like me doing this episode is me paying homage to him. You know what I'm saying? me paying homage to him, me doing this thing right here. So y'all, so that's Fela Kuti as a leader, man. Now next up is musical pan-Africanist. This is what really made me love Fela Kuti. Look, I'm going to now connect. Let me see if I can join me. Let me join my what do you call this thing? Let me join my Yo, give me a second. I gotta block somebody. So look, let me join my my soundbar so you guys can be able to hear my soundbar. So when I play Fela Kuti's music, you can hear it. So Fela Kuti's music is, oh my god, man! If you want to hear music that actually will go make you think a lot, you want to go listen to Fela Kuti. And there've been many musicians. Bob Marley, Tupac Shakur. I'm focusing on revolutionaries right now. Those three are primarily the ones I always think about because Billie Holiday even. So Fela Kuti, let me play the music for y'all, man. Let me play No Get Arrangements. So No Get Arrangements, right? So for all of y'all, thanks for joining the chat, y'all. Welcome to the chat, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision on Life. Episode number 221, y'all. I am talking about the great Fela Anipola grandson Kuti. That's right, the greatest African musician of all time. This is a special episode because I'm talking about a guy from the same city I'm from back in Nigeria. So you can come and go as you please. Yeah, I don't know who the hell you are, but you know, it's just easy to block you. I don't have time for losers like you. So you know, see, I just blocked you. So all you losers that have nothing better to do, I don't care if I'm here or not. I'm not making my video to go live so your dumb ass can watch. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Got some fucking idiots out here, boy. Americans, y'all are morons. So now look, Fela Kuti's music, I'm playing for you in the background right here. This song is called Army Arrangements, and this is one of his political songs. What made him a pan-Africanist is that he realized that I can use my music to reach a bunch of people, not just in Africa, but to tell the stories of Africa and the nonsense that Africa is dealing with all over the world. I can't tell you how many times Fela toured England, Europe. If you go to England today, there's plenty of white people that know this guy's name. My art teacher over here in school know his name. In fact, my art teacher, I listened to him quite frequently. In fact, my art teacher wanted me to bring his music to him. So I burnt out a CD for him and gave it to him. Fela Kuti was, he would talk about the atrocities and the crimes that the Nigerian government was committing against the people. Hear these songs. I'm just going to play the music for y'all. And what's important is that when you think about the pan-African, his music, most people just make music so that people popular, so that people can shake their yash, and people can just buy their music. Fela Kuti always never created popular music. He didn't give a damn about popular music. He cared about his music being a changing force for humanity. I'm gonna say that again. Fela Kuti cared about his music being a changing force for humanity. A lot of musicians today, especially in Nigeria specifically, because I want to be specific, the music they create is nonsense. All they ever talk about is how much money they have, how many girls they have, how many women are going to fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about any of that shit because none of that shit is what everybody can do in this world. That's what made Fela Kuti great. I would say this like this. The same way Tupac used to make his music in America is the same way Fela Kuti made his music in Nigeria. And the same way Bob Marley made his music in Jamaica. This is what made Fela Kuti a great musician. Army Arrangements, Sorrow, Tears and Blood, even Water No Get Enemy, which I'm going to play. He would talk about things that really infuriated him with the way. Let me skip to the. Here we go. So now we are hearing political part of the song, the army arrangement. And so Fela would do things like he did a lot. I think one thing that made Fela great as a musician, he could create his own music, he controlled what he did. He was not interested in the popularity of music or whether everybody and their government was buying it. It was more about, I want my music to be a crying force for my people because they are suffering. What are we going to be smiling about? Meanwhile, what Fela Kuti was making music about political views and the change in Nigeria that needed to happen, these other idiots are making stupid music. Like, I love Garbage, Fuji Garbage, but Fuji Garbage never talked about shit. Literally talked about nothing. Nothing. Only partying. And that's what and that's always my problem with Nigerians. They like to not find the solution to the problem. They want to, meanwhile, be partying, buying lace, buying Ankara, Buba, and wearing bullshit so that I go and party for the weekend, forgetting we have a problem in Nigeria. And these are the same idiots that transplanted themselves to England or wherever else they move to that are running for the problem in Nigeria. And then they'll come and complain about Nigeria. Don't complain about Nigeria if you're not going to do anything about fixing Nigeria. That's what made Fela Kuti great. That's what made him be a great musician. He took his music and used his music to grow Nigeria, to grow the greatness of Nigeria. So all of y'all, welcome to the chat. I don't know who the hell you are, Blue Green, you fucking idiot, but my name is Adewale Agboki. It doesn't get more Nigerian than that. Go and fuck yourself. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna block your bitch ass. You like that, huh? Haha. Oh, you didn't like clap back, huh? Yeah, y'all, you came to the wrong channel because I'm the wrong one. I'm not the one you want to talk crazy to. Oh yeah, I clap back. I don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just blocked that fucking idiot. Don't call me some shit. I'm from my bills like you dumb motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So you're back to what I was saying. So Fela's music. You see, Fela's music is what made me be the way I am right here. The arrogance, the sheer courage of not taking any shit from anybody. You see, Fela's Kuti music. I mean, what's cool, what I like most about Fela Kuti's music is designed to free you mentally. Not to have a colonial mentality. Not to have a, oh, I love white people mentality. How can you love somebody who has spent their entire existence colonizing you and putting you in imperialism, stealing what is your own, taking it without impunity? So, this whole time that Fela Kuti was getting beaten by the Nigerian government, guess who was sponsoring it? The US government, the British government, giving the government weapons, all kinds of it. The CIA literally destabilized Nigeria. Literally, they put that useless bastard Bagangida in 1987 in place so like to ruin the currency of Nigeria. So this idiot made himself rich and then ruined the Nigerian currency. Till today, the Nigerian currency, it is $1 fucking to 1,500 naira. I'm gonna say that again. $1 fucking to 1,500 naira. In 1981, it was 80 copper to $1. So you needed $2 to get 1 naira. I'm gonna say that again. You needed $2 to get 1 naira. Back in that time, my grandfather could send my father to school anywhere in the world. But because they had a useless bastard Bagangida, a spineless coward who only wanted to seek power, and so he joined forces with the useless CIA, as I like to call them, Crackers International Agency. That's what I call them, because that's all they do is go around ruining shit for everybody else. You see what I'm saying? And so they destroyed Nigeria, and that's what Fela Kuti. That's really what gave his music power. He spoke to the people, truth to power, and so he gave. Look, let me play another song for you guys. This one is called Sorrow, Tears, and Blood. This one's called Sorrow, Tears, and Blood. And to end this podcast, I'm going to play What I Know Get Enemy because that till today is my favorite Fela Kuti music. So yo, that's what's going on with that, y'all. So his musically, he was saying things that most people wouldn't have the guts to say. He was challenging the government. In fact, he was insulting government officials from Obasunjo to Buhari to Bagangida to Abiola's useless behind. And you know what's fucked about Abiola and Obasunjo? Both those bastards are from Abeokuta. And they were stealing money from Nigerian people. Talking about you're not serving anybody when your money is getting hidden in Nigeria. And I remember when I was on a plane ride back from Nigeria this year, from America to Nigeria, the useless pilot said, "Oh, today we have the great former Nigerian president Olusegun Obasunjo." I said, "What the fuck is great about that guy? He stole money." And then you had these useless people, all people that were older, 65, clapping for him. I said, "Why are you clapping for this bastard? He stole money. He destroyed Nigeria. He didn't do. He's been president twice and hasn't done shit." You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. But yo, that's Fela's music. Fela realized that his music had a power and it had a responsibility to navigate the future for future Nigerians so that they can have a future. That's what made Fela's music great. He wasn't just a musician, man. He was a pan-Africanist. He was pan-Africanist before people were knowing the word pan-Africanist today. Because he was raised by a woman who was a feminist. And his mother had a loud voice at that time. She had such a loud voice that let me see. All right, here we go. Let me let you hear some of this Sorrow, Tears, and Blood. And then I'm going to play. So y'all, that is Fela Kuti's music right there, man. That's just 2 samples. In fact, let me play Coffin for Head of State. Let me play this. This is Coffin for Head of State. Amen, 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 amen. Waka waka waka, waka waka waka, waka waka waka, waka waka waka. Man, this song is beautiful. Oh my God, man, this was. Man, I listen to Fela every Sunday, boy. It make me want to go pop it in right now, man. Just listen to it right now again. All right, look, I'm gonna put that in. And we are in Africa. So y'all, that right there is the you got to be kidding me. Are you kidding me? Man, you got to be kidding me. Oh my God. This stupid thing finished recording. You got to be kidding me, right? Man, unfreaking believable. It's all good. So now look, y'all, let me show you some videos you need to see. So that's Fela Kuti music. Now, the next segment is People's Champion. What made him the People's Champion? It's real simple. You have a guy who has a conscience. People are going to love him. One thing about Nigerians, including the useless Oluyas, they will have affinity for a person who wants to stand up for the people. Fela Kuti never took any nonsense. Let me see if I can play this for y'all.
He actually composed a lot of Yoruba Christian songs. You know, so music has been in our bloodline from way back. You know, and I think that might have influenced Fela as well. Just that he didn't go the Christian way; he just went the other way.
Fela would spend the next 3 years at Trinity College.
Watch this.
While there, he formed a band called Kula Lobitos.
This is all stories of Fela Kuti. This is what made him a people's champion.
Fela would play a unique, inspiring sound dubbed High Life.
Ah, here we go.
High Life originated from Ghana in the early 20th century. But Fela's High Life was richly influenced by Nigerian sounds that included heavy use of percussion, trumpets, and horns. At a party in London, he met his first true love, a young Nigerian girl studying to become a secretary. 23-year-old Fela married Remilekun Taylor, who was just 20. Their first child, a daughter they named Yenny, soon followed. By the time Fela...
Now look, I want to get to the part where... Look, y'all, I'm going to get to the part. These are the things that made him the people's champion.
1,000 army officers were involved in the attack on the compound. Fela and his family pleaded for restraint, but those pleas fell on deaf ears.
So Fela was addressing them that Wednesday morning. So Obasunjo came with Yaradua, Shehu Yaradua. Then both of them came. They were standing in front of Lidio Bar Meanwhile, they have woken Fela up from sleep that there is a force at the gate, that they want to force the gate open. Fela has already come up to Mama's room.
Some 1,000 army officers were involved in the attack on the compound. Fela and his family pleaded for restraint, but those pleas fell on deaf ears.
So Fela was addressing them that, why? Let peace reign. Give peace a chance. You know, they did not listen to Fela. That was when Obasunjo drove in. Obasunjo came with the Yaradua. And when, meanwhile, the soldiers were at the gate. Plenty.
We saw people putting their hands on their heads, you know, as a show of surrender for the police and military men holding guns around. So we went through. By the time we got there, we had to bend down in the taxi, and we saw flames.
But the operation did not stop there. Fela was their target, and they were determined to get him.
Government threw my mother out of window, Mrs. Fumilayo and Fela Kuti, who fought her blood for this country.
Fela's mother never recovered from the injuries she sustained that day and would die 14 months later. Fela Kuti himself also received a serious beating. It would be one of the darkest days of his life.
I saw how they brought out Fela. They brought out everybody naked that day. Most people were mad. It was like mark of the beast, like Peter Tosh would say. Mark of the beast. Everybody had a mark.
The raped woman inside Kalakuta threw his mother from the window. They now took Fela, held him, soldiers, held him like that, and they were flogging him naked, bleeding profusely, naked all the way to Abati Barracks. But yet when he came back from that torture, when he recovered and his mother died and everything, did he stop fighting for the people?
Nope. No. That's what made him people's champion.
That makes me know that no matter the pain, no matter the strain, always look forward towards the game.
You see that? That's what made him the people's champion. That's why he's the people's champion. That's why he's always going to be the people's champion. You see what I'm saying? The nonsense that the bastard Nigerian governments tried to do, but they could not defeat him because the people of Nigeria were behind his back 100%.
Fela was often seen wearing white powder on his
yes,
face.
And the white powder was wearing was a celebration of the culture.
Many close to him believed Fela was assuming the role of a chief priest, as the shrine was also his spiritual place.
I need to get to this statement, please. I need y'all to see this, man. Oh, man, what is this thing? Wait.
In September 1984, as Fela was about to leave for the US, he was arrested at the airport and taken to face a military tribunal. He was charged with smuggling currencies out of the country.
Crazy world. Y'all gotta see this, man.
In September 1984, as Fela was about to leave for the US, he was arrested at the airport and taken to face a military tribunal. He was charged with smuggling currencies out of the country. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, the longest term he ever received.
Whites are mistreating blacks in South Africa. Okay, that is bad. That is racism. They have a reason to do it. And blacks are mistreating blacks in Nigeria. What's the reason? That's worse. Police beat people on the streets like dogs. They don't. I mean, in South Africa, I mean, they do it, but they know they face public criticism. So they watch themselves to do it. But in Nigeria, they say Nigeria is against apartheid. Nigeria is this. Nigeria is a good. In America, talks about Nigeria that Nigeria is the greatest African country. But Nigeria is the worst African country. We have the worst things are happening. Worse than South Africa.
Fela's imprisonment attracted international attention and condemnation. The human rights group Amnesty International said the prosecution was
I was looking for this scene for Fela, but I can't find it. It sucks, I can't find it. I wanted to find something. I was trying to show y'all when he was speaking about his mother. Man, he was furious, boy. But it's all good.
Time where my people would go and listen to music like the whole day, and the lack of performances the whole day.
The rumor mill was rife with reports that the 58-year-old
normal IQ level.
So that's Fela as people's champ. I don't think nobody till today will ever be celebrated the way Fela is celebrated. This guy is he's a comet that came around, and instead of at the time with the useless generation celebrating him, they were condemning him. Now my generation, excuse me y'all, we celebrate him, we love him, because we know what he did for us. We know why he's the reason why we are where we are today. So that's Fela Kuti, man. The thing I was looking for y'all to see, I can't find it. Damn. I was looking for this thing where he was giving a speech about his grandmother, about his mother, and he was giving the business to the freaking useless Nigerian government. But I can't find it. And I gotta be honest, man, him being the people's champ, if you saw the music that Nigerians are playing today, he would just throw up and go and say, put me back in the coffin. Because these people are making trash. They don't talk about nothing. They don't say shit. They don't say anything worth a damn. They don't say anything that's worth a damn remembering. You know what I'm saying? So that's what. There was a lot of things that made Fela great, but what made Fela great was that he spoke about the needs of the people. You know what I'm saying? And when you have somebody Fela could have written music about anything, but he chose to write about the needs of the people. And when you do that, that's what makes you a great champion of the people. It's still today. Anyway you say Fela Kuti like this, the youth, especially my generation, we start smiling. Because we know that name gives us liberty to say, go fuck the government, go and fuck yourself. You useless bastards. We're not afraid of the government anymore. Now people are calling out Obasunjo and Bagangida left and right for the atrocities that they committed against Nigeria. And that would have never been possible if not for the great Fela Anipola Ransom Kuti. He's the greatest African musician of all time. He's the greatest, as far as I'm concerned. For me, I don't give a damn about record sales. I give a damn about impact. There's only 3 motherfuckers I can think about that impact like that. Tupac Shakur, Bob Marley, and Fela Kuti. And Fela Kuti is number 2 to me. Tupac number 1, Fela Kuti number 2, Bob Marley number 3. Those are my 3 most impactful musicians of all time. Because their music wasn't about popularity. Yes, Michael Jackson, yada, yada, yada. Yes, Prince. But those guys weren't political. These 3 guys were moving units through politicalism to politicalness. You know what I'm saying? So, that's Fela Kuti right there, man. I wish I could find this thing. Are you kidding me? Man. Oh, my God. I wish I could find it. There's a place I know. I'll probably find it later, man. It's all good. That's funny. But it's all good though, y'all, man. That's Fela Kuti right there, man. I'm proud to be actually doing this episode. Damn, I wish I could find that video I was trying to find for y'all, but it's all good though, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's Fela Kuti, the greatest African musician of all time. There's no question that nobody can touch him. Nobody. Not now, not ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's the reason why Afrobeat is where it is today, man. Where people are chopping money, making money, but they're not talking about nothing. That's the sad part about the whole thing, man. Now, in terms of something I always talk about every time I come on here, getting your mind right. We're going to keep this one short. Mental health is a great thing. And it's indirectly funny enough. Fela used to talk about this. All them injuries he had, the only way he could cope with all them injuries was to smoke weed. He had to, man. The pain was just too much. Too much. It was too much. So what the Fela used to do? Smoke weed to get rid of the pain. I don't blame him. He smoked weed when he had to, man. And back then, he used to smoke it for medicinal reasons. People just think it was just smoking. They used to call it Igbo, which is weed. Fuck you. I know these useless idiotics that grew up in his time saying, oh, he's smoking Igbo, he's doing drugs. No, he's not doing drugs, you dumbass. Drugs is cocaine, heroin. He was smoking weed to heal his body from all the beating the government used to give him. Can you imagine having so much pain in your neck, your head? God knows how many headaches or how many concussions he had from how many times that the government beat him left and right. Man, it was just ridiculous, y'all. But you know, Fela Kuti was a great hero. So the mental health that you need to be successful in this world, getting your mind right, something I always talk about on my podcast episodes. I can't stress the importance of mental health, y'all. You got to get your mind right so you can get where you need to go. You got to be right so you can get where you need to go. That is so vital, right? Those who have mental health are going to live a better life. Get a therapist, which I've had. I had one for 2 years. I just did my last session on May 7th, 2025 this year. I no longer need it, but I see the difference in where I am then and where I am now. The many sessions that I had, the money that I paid, that was vital to me. I knew what those sessions would do for me. And the one thing my therapist always says is that we're not trying to have you be where you used to be. We're trying to have you go where you want to go. And so for any of y'all, if you don't have a therapist, you know you're dealing with a lot of stuff. Trauma, anxiety, depression, any of those things. Please, in the name of God, go get a therapist. Get a therapist. I personally prefer the private ones, not the corporate ones, like the commercials that I see on YouTube with all these companies talking about how much mental health. You're not doing shit for nobody. All you're doing is making money. That infuriates the hell out of me because I personally, speaking from experience of therapy, know what it can do for you if you have the right therapist. And I got lucky and got the right therapist. To today, I still talk to my therapist every Monday. I always send him a text about positive message about aspire and achieve. Excuse me, y'all. Having a great week. And he taught me having a therapist that understands that you can't change what's happened to you in the past, but can build a better future is very important. Y'all, in fact, my therapist makes me write a journal. And today, I still write in that journal. As of today is day number 807 of my journal when I started it, which started in 2023. Journal. Can you believe that, y'all? That's a lot of sessions, man. And he would tell me to write every single day. This is journal number 9. You see that number? Journal number 9. I've got number 10 right there chilling to the right of me. And I would have never got there if my therapist didn't tell me I need to get help. It wasn't until I started getting help that I started seeing everything that was wrong that I need to heal. And so once I started doing that, I started to have a lot of peace, man. And there's nothing like peace, y'all. Peace is a very hot commodity. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's a very great commodity. You don't let no one talk to you any kind of crazy they would want you. Peace, when you have peace, you have the greatest ingredient that you can use to pull yourself forward. And so the therapy helped me a lot, man. Without the therapy, all the stuff I've achieved now, from the finishing of the comic book, to the release of the comic book, to doing my animation, to being in school, to running my business, man, it really changed a lot of me. I saw perspective and it was needed. And I'm glad I pushed myself to go to it, man. Mental health is very important. That's why I call the segment, Get Your Mind Right. You have to decide that I no longer want to live in the space I'm living in, and I want to be in a better space. And once you do that, you can heal, man. So don't be afraid to go get the help you need. It's out there. Even if you work for a company, companies are now focusing on mental health than they are physical health, because they realize that when we get help for our employees, they're more likely to stay, they're more likely to live healthy lives, and they're more likely to come to work happy. which is the whole point of the whole thing. So y'all, please, journals, man. If you love journals, you gotta visit SanusiVision.com and get your journal on, y'all. Yes, that's right. Journals all day, baby. All kinds of characters. Carjacked Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Sincere Shepherd, Diesel, all the Assassins, Sun Tzu, Artillery, Kanji, Revo, Snipes, Yukon, Excursion, Coyotes, you know what I'm saying? So yo, SanusiVision.com, y'all get your order. So yo, that should get your Mind Right segment today, man. I can't stress the importance of being at peace with yourself, loving yourself, and knowing yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself. Once you start doing therapy, man, you're gonna see that peace that you always wanted is gonna be available to you every time, all the time, y'all. So yo, please get the help you need, man. The help is out there, so go find it, get it, and it's private. So you ain't gotta worry about your therapist running their mouth all over the place and telling their best friend about what you're doing. It's called patient confidentiality. So yo, please get the help you need, man. And then look, the last thing, man, with final thoughts, man. Today was about Fela Kuti. The great Fela Kuti, the greatest musician of all time, African musician of all time, the second greatest musician of all time as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? It's not because he's from Nigeria, it's because of his impact. Now I'm seeing his music all over the place. I've been seeing it in TV shows, seeing it in movies. Broadway even did a musical about him. I think next up they got a movie coming. I don't know who the hell's gonna play him, but whoever the hell's gonna play him, that person better bring it, because if you don't bring it, Nigeria's gonna crucify your ass. You know what I'm saying? So yo, we ain't playing that shit. You know, it's funny, like as a kid growing up, some of the things that I didn't realize the impact of Fela's music till I started doing something of my own, my art. Even excuse me, yo, like his legacy, I think his biggest legacy is impact and changing a lot of Nigerians' mentality. This rebel mentality that we don't have to take shit from our government. We don't have to let policemen beat us like donkey. You know what I'm saying? And the policemen in Nigeria were fucking bastards, man. They used to, bullying is not even the word. It was more like assigned assault, where they just roll up on a person, they would steal money from the bus driver, the conductor, and then beat the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying? So Nigerians had to find a way to understand, and I think that's what Fela did for us. You know, he was a revolutionary. He was a futurist. He was a leader. And when I say revolutionary, he made a lot of Nigerians to say in their head that, hey, this is not what we should be doing. We should be doing something else. We need to move against what our government is telling us. Now I know what I want to play. Now I know what I want to play. If I can't find the one that I was looking for, then I'm going to find the other one that I wanted to play. Man, hell no, man. I'm going to find something, man. Hell no. Hell to the no. Let me see if I can find this, something like this. Let me see.
If you're a man who makes at least $150K a year and you feel self-conscious of...
Man, get the hell out of here.
Positions, such as moral content.
There we go. Perfect way to end this thing.
Situation I don't.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to end this right there. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Fela Kuti is, oh man, he's the greatest musician of all time. But for me, he's a revolutionary. And that's what's probably what was missing in music today. You ain't got no revolutionaries. You just got a bunch of people that talk about nothing. I don't care if the music is in America or if it's in Nigeria or wherever. They don't talk about shit. All they talk about is how many bitches they got, how many girls they got, how many cars they got, how much money they got. They don't talk about anything. Nothing is actually going to benefit the society which they live in. All they're doing is self-feeding themselves. They got a selfish, contrite attitude, man. And you're not going to have cats like Fela Kuti, man. You don't have much of them anymore. You know what I'm saying? People that actually do music to benefit their own people, you know? So he was a revolutionary in that way. He was a futurist. He always thought about what the future for the youth of Nigeria would be. Young African pioneer, that's it. Young African pioneer, that's what the word I was looking for. Remember that time I was talking about the futurist? Young African pioneer. YAP was a government, was an organization they created during the revolution in the 70s and 80s. Young African pioneer, which brought along a lot of youth of Nigeria to let them know what they can be a part of, the movement they need to be a part of, so that they can grow Nigeria into a greater country. You know what I'm saying? And the government once again came with their nonsense. And then only a leader could create African young pioneers. Because he realizes that I may not get what I need, but these future young children can get what they need. And that's the problem we have now. All these bastard leaders, all they do is serve themselves. I think, and I've said this, all the useless African leaders that I have a problem with, Ibrahim Traore, General Goeta, and Tienchi from Niger, they're all bastards because they are jealous of the fact that people have the courage to stand up for Africans. That's what we need. We need more leaders like Traore, like Tienchi, like Goeta, so they can change the course of African history. Meanwhile, we have all these useless bastards, like the useless one in Sierra Leone, the bastard in Guinea, the bastard in Africa Coast, the bastard in Cameroon. Cowards. And that Guto, that piece of shit in Kenya. That guy is a true piece of shit. I hope the people of Kenya body his ass. One way or another, I want that that guy's end needs to not be very good. He's a bastard and a coward. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made Fela Kuti a leader, man. And then his music could have been about anything, but he chose to make it a pan-Africanist music to where he can liberate the minds of his people. Everybody ain't doing that. Like I was saying before, the music of today in Nigeria is garbage. They don't talk about anything. Not one of them artists they don't talk about shit. Literally talk about nothing. Nothing is what they talk about. How many women they have, how much music money they have, but they don't talk about anything that's worth a damn. Nothing they do is going to actually change Nigeria, have impact on Nigeria. So yo, I can't stress that enough. And then of course, him being the people's champ, man. There's no Nigerian artist, musician can even touch Fela Kuti. There's nothing they can say that can equal what Fela Kuti has done. There's not even an African artist that can touch Fela. I'm shocked that he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But what can I expect from a useless Rock and Roll Hall of Fame run by a bunch of white assholes who only want to put people that talk about nothing in there? They just recently inducted Tupac in 2017. And Tupac is the greatest as far as I'm concerned, he's the greatest musician to ever live. His musical impact is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? They just put Fela Kuti in. They never put anybody in there that's actually revolutionary. They always put useless people. People that don't talk about shit. People that make their feet move. They just want make me smile. Like, bro, music ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? Music is about changing the course of people's mentality and giving them courage to themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hear about 20-inch rims and Cadillacs. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. You know what I mean? So, yo, that's Fela, the music, and what made him, and then, of course, him being the people's president, people's champion. Man, Fela Kuti was, I can only dream of what Nigeria would have been if Fela Kuti was president. Free healthcare for everybody. Free education. Yes, call him a socialist if you want to, but he was working for his people. I don't give a fuck about being... Kwame Nyerere for Tanzania was a socialist. Tanzania did great. That's what we need more of. Presidents that give a shit about their people, not this capitalistic bullshit. Where we're going to do what the West is doing. Fuck the West. Fuck France. Fuck America. Fuck Germany. Fuck England. Fuck Britain. Fuck Italy. I don't give a fuck about none of the white countries. There's nothing they are doing that's going to benefit us. Africans need to do what benefit them. You see what I'm saying? That's what made Fela Kuti the great people's champion. This guy is a champion of champion, man. I'm so proud to be Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? I'm so proud that not only is he Nigerian, but he's from Abeokuta, where I'm from. Yo, it's the greatest thing you can ever be. You can never know, man. He went to Abeokuta Grammar School, the same school my father went to. He was 10 years my father's senior. So Fela would be 81 today. Maybe Fela would be in his 80s today. If I thought about it. Can you imagine that? And trust me, Nigerians would have not minded if he was president. He was 995. Fela would have been an amazing president. All the things that Nigerians needed would have been provided for. Education, mentality, future, man, just opportunity. And not stealing the money and carrying it to Switzerland. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's where it's at. That's what, to me, as far as Fela Kuti goes. Now, I always talk about all the cool stuff that I'm making. Look, first of all, I showed y'all journals. So, yo, journals right here, available on Sanusi.com. And then, of course, glasses cases. Then, of course, comic books, which I'm going to talk about. But no more important is let me get y'all some sneakers. In fact, we're even doing bucket hats. This is all the gear I'm showing you that we're selling at Sanusi.com right now. So if you love cool gear, you got to go visit Sanusi.com and get your order on. We even got apparel now. That's right, you heard me, apparel. Let me get you some of the apparel we got. I'm going to just show you 2 mannequins. I'm not even trying to make all this too much of a holla. You know what I'm saying? Look, check this out. Hey, look at this, y'all. You see this mannequin right here? Look at this. This is what we're doing with the Sanusi Vision. All I'm going to do, I'm literally going to take a camera and I'm going to pan it. Forget that. I'm just going to point it to you. Look at this. This is what we're working with nowadays, man, with the design. Look at this. Women's gear. Women's gear, y'all. There's no need for me to even move or anything. Y'all see that? This is what we're working with, man. And you know what? I'm going to show you the sneakers later. I'm going to show you the sneakers later. Y'all give me a second. Look, check this out. More cool attire. And I'm going to show you some cool sneakers. Look, this is what we're working with the apparel, man. Look at this. Custom design t-shirts, man, for men's gear. And we got the sweatpants too, man. Look at this, man. That's what we're doing over here at Sanusi Vision. Cool gear that we're making. So, yo, visit sanusivision.com to get all this cool gear. Look, the women's gear again. So with the women's stuff, we got t-shirts. We got leggings. Look at this, man. This is next level stuff, y'all. Y'all love quality. You got to go get you one of these right here. Now, what I'm going to show you next is some sneakers. And then I'm going to talk about the most important thing right now in the whole universe that I got. I got backpacks. Hey, y'all, before I forget, guess what we got too? We got backpacks now. That's right, this is my personal backpack. And you can tell it's a backpack because, well, I'm pulling up zippers. You can tell it's a backpack. I'm pulling zippers. Look at this, man. This is a cool backpack. You can tell it's got pens right there on the side. Right? Look at this. This is what we're doing over here at Backpacks, man. Making backpacks now. Sick, premium, custom design backpacks, man. With any character. Carjack Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man, you name it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, backpacks, y'all. Oh, man, my DJI is about to run out of power. Can't have that. Yo, give me a second, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, yo. And then, of course, phone cases. Y'all gotta have a phone case, y'all. Phone cases, man. Come on now. You gotta have a phone case. Are you kidding me? Phone case for show. You gotta have that. So, custom design. Carjack Assassins. Carjack Assassins Version 5. Teenage Mutant Turtles. And I got it for 3 brands. iPhones, Samsung Galaxies, and Google Pixel, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, phones, man. Let me put my hat back on, you know what I'm saying? I wish I had a Nigerian hat. That would have been cool. Actually, I wore a Nigerian shirt. In fact, it's not too late to wear a Nigerian outfit. Let me see if I can find something. Give me a second, y'all. Then, of course, let me show y'all some sneakers. And then we about to get up through. Yeah, that's right. Wearing African attire, man. You'll see this right here? That's right. Fresh from the motherland, baby. So I'm going to show y'all 3 shoes. Okay. Let's start off with some Batas 3 sneakers right here. Available now on sanusivision.com. Y'all want to go catch me one of these right here. Batas 3 low tops, y'all. That's right. We're making cool sneakers, y'all. Batas 3 low tops, man. Look at this thing. Blade Iron Man combo right here. Y'all got to go get one. Are you kidding me? This is what we're working with, man. You see what I'm saying? This is what we're doing in Sanusi Vision. You know what I'm saying? We doing major things over here, boy. Major. You know what I'm saying? Major. Then, guess what else I got? I got kid sneakers. I'm making kids sneakers now too. Oh yeah, you didn't know. I'm diversifying that portfolio now. One thing that's gonna happen is the portfolio gonna get diversified. You feel me? Y'all give me a second. Check this out. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? Look at this, man. So we diversify the portfolio, man. So you can get different types of sneakers, all kinds of cool sneakers. Batas 3 low tops for kids. So kids are getting the sneakers in action too. Hey, man, just so doing over Sanusi Vision. Everybody gets in on it. The art. You got Carjack Assassins. You got different styles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got Pokemon. Man, I got all kinds of mess up in there. So, yo, visit SanusiVision.com and get your order on. And then, of course, the next set. I'm going to finish off with the Sport 2s. But these right here are mine right here. These are my personal sneakers that I'm showing y'all right here. I wear these all the time. These got worn to Nigeria this year. It was an amazing trip to that Africa trip, man. It changed me, man. Look at this. About that 3 low tops. And coincidentally, they were brown. That's right. Brown for brown. You know what I'm saying? Brown for brown. You know what I'm saying? But yo, these sneakers, man, Batas 3 low tops, any style. This is a platinum collector's edition Batas 3 low tops Carjack Assassins, but you get it in any style. Carjack Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman. I only made certain few on the website right now. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if you're a collector, you want to go visit SanusiVision.com and get your order on. Batas 3 sneakers. So whether it's high tops, low tops, I got them all, man. SanusiVision.com. And then of course, since we're talking about Fela Kuti, I gotta show y'all these right here. These right here, y'all. The OGs, the original Batas 3 sneakers right here. That's right. The first one ever made. Yes, I changed the shoelaces. They're no longer white. I don't like white shoelaces. They get dirty too easily. So I got some black ones. Look at these things. These things are beautiful, man. Batas 3 high tops right here available. Premium leather, man. So whether you want it with a strap or without the strap, I got both, man. So you can visit SanusiVision.com, y'all, and get your order on. So yo, Batas 3 high tops now available. So you can see the right foot is different from the left foot. The art, the custom designing, man, this is what we're doing over at Sanusi Vision, man. So yo, Carjack Assassins Batas 3 high tops, man. Available now on SanusiVision.com, y'all. Then of course, last but not least, before I get into the most important thing of the day, check this out, check this out, check this out. Look at this. Batas Sport 2s. Great for working out, great for running. And these are my Batas Sport 2s right here. You know what I'm saying? Great for working out, great for running, great for exercising, flag footballing, rock climbing, you name it, they're great for it. The grip on these are ridiculous. Not to mention they ain't got no shoelaces. That's important to me too. And look at the art. You can see the art on the right foot is different from the art on the left foot. Oh yeah, that's what your boy doing. Look at this. This is beautiful, man. So yo, SanusiVision.com, join the movement, get your order on. Batas Sport 2s, man. Now available on SanusiVision.com, y'all. So get your order on, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Now look, now the main thing, the main course of the day, man, is the Carjack Assassins official first comic book that's coming out soon. It's coming out August 27th, 2025. That's on a Wednesday. But the pre-orders are going to be available August 18th, Monday, 2025. That's basically next week, y'all. So if you want to join the movement, get your money ready, get your paper ready. It's going to be on and popping. This book is a masterpiece. These 3 bio books are what led to the creation of the Carjack Assassins first comic book. It's when I say it's fire, it is fire. It is lit. It is a must-have in your must-haves or things to have. Carjack Assassins comic book available now on SanusiVision. It's going to be available now on SanusiVision.com. And trust me, it's a game changer. I don't care how long it takes. I know that book is going to get me to a stratosphere beyond belief. And I'm not really interested in like selling to a bunch of flakes that think I owe them shit. I don't owe you shit. So if you want something from me, you get your ass on my website and you're going to buy it. I ain't giving jack for free. I'm not going to do a video where I'm showing you all the pages of the comic. It ain't happening. No. You're going to see the cover. And it's going to be up to you whether you want to buy it or not, because whether you do or not, there's plenty of people that want to buy it. So I ain't got time for that penny pinching, flake freeloading bums anymore. You know what I'm saying? So those days are over. So yo, visit SanusiVision.com, get your order on, be part of the movement. Carjack Assassins first comic book is coming out, yo. I'm amped. That book is going to be nasty. And it's only the beginning of many more great books to come in the old Carjack Assassin universe, because I'm already working on the second one already. That's right. Got to stay ahead of the game. So yo, thank y'all, man. So that's what I have to talk about. But this now, what also is still available on the website right now, this current moment, is the bio book. Carjack Assassin bio book now available on SanusiVision.com. You can get your order on. You know what I'm saying? You can go pay $50 for an amazing book, read all the profiles of the height, weight, where the characters are from. Because guess what? I've got a fourth version of this Bible coming out. So version 1, version 2. Look, so these Bible can have 3 versions. Version 1, version 2, version 3. Version 3 is what's currently on the website right now. But if you're a collector like me, maybe you want to get the other 2 too as well. So order it and tell me that you ordered 3 of the same one, but you really wanted 2 of the other ones, the version 1 and 2. I'll gladly send it to you. Shoot us an email. So yo, this is what we're doing over here at Sanusi Vision, man. Major big things, man. So yo, appreciate that, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, man. So y'all, it's time to get up out of here, man. And before we get up out of here, we gotta thank our sponsors, man. This podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. That's right. That's right, man. I'm joining forces with African businesses. That's what I do, man. And this podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com, y'all. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadil Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadil Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadilCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadilCenter.com for details, y'all. Yes, my sponsors know I don't care. I will not be bullied on my own show. So all you busters that like going around running your mouth, I'm not the one you want to come up on. It ain't gonna work out for you. You know what I mean? So y'all, thank y'all for listening, man. Thank y'all so much. I got to talk about the great Fela Kuti. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I'm gonna show you a little video at the end. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see what's up. How great this man was. He was great beyond great, man. Oh, you don't understand, boy. Fela was that dude. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, thank you for listening, man. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Boke Jr. Please check out our website at sunvision.com for all the cool stuff we got. Bata sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Glasses cases, excuse me. Phone cases, bucket hats, you know what I'm saying? Let me get you a water bottle. Y'all gotta see that. If I forget this, look at this. Backpacks, you name it, I got it. Yo, look at this right here. Water bottles. That's right. Water bottles, y'all. Look at this. This is beautiful, right? Water bottles. So, yo, that's all the things we're doing in Sanusi Vision, man. We got all kinds of cool gear. Sneakers, women's gear, men's gear, hoodies, tank tops. You name it, I got it. T-shirts. You see what's behind me on the mannequin, man? You know what I'm saying? So, yo, we doing major things over here. Look, let me move this mannequin so y'all can see him. Y'all see that? Yeah, you can see him. Let me move it a little bit more so it doesn't block the vision. You know what I'm saying? And look, we got women's gear, we got men's gear. You know what I'm saying? So you're still doing the Sanusi Vision, man. So y'all, check it out. And please subscribe to our channel. Sanusi Vision on YouTube, man. So whether that's Sanusi Vision itself, or Carja for Assassins, or Batas, or Asho, they're all on there, man. So subscribe to our channel. I'm trying to grow the platform. The goal right now we're at 1,149, I think. The goal is to get to 1,200, and then the ultimate goal by the end of the year is to get to 2,000. So yo, help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, hit the notification button. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is a great platform, but I've also got my TikTok popping too. So I'm gonna talk about that next. As far as my social media, yo, my YouTube, my TikTok, Facebook, X, Instagram. Yo, the main ones that I work with is my YouTube and my TikTok, man. Social media. If you're an artist and you whining about not having anything, I don't want to hear you crying, because you're the reason why you ain't getting nowhere, because you don't want to get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no damn sense. It don't make no damn sense. Social media has made it an equalizer where you can be independent now, not have to depend on companies anymore. Screw companies. I don't give a fuck about no company. I don't want to work for Marvel, DC, Paramount Studios, Netflix. I need them motherfuckers. Fuck them all. I have no interest in working for them. I want to work for myself. You know what I'm saying? So social media gives you that independence. I've got my independence. I'm releasing my own comic book independently. I don't know too many people doing that. You know what I'm saying? I learned to copyright, I learned to trademark, I learned to do all that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the boys doing the doggone thing. So your social media. And please, don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And there's 2 things I always say before I get up out of the paint. 1, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as the front of the line. Be determined and not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers your right hand. Be determined, not desperate, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's what's up. That's what we're doing over here at Sanusi Vision. Continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. And look, I'm about to flip it so you can see this Fela Kuti video. Peace. Watch this, y'all. I'm going to end this on this beautiful note on the great Fela Anipola and some Kuti?
It's fine.
And what's your favorite African band? The Ghetto Blasters?
No, they aren't my favorites. You see, really, in my own kind of situation, I don't comment on musicians in general. You see, comments about musicians should come from the listener, not from the artist. That's my philosophy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah. So y'all, stay safe, y'all. Peace.